All right, in this video, I want to show you a couple of Gmail bonuses, a couple of features that I think you will find useful from time to time, and a couple things that you can really only do in Gmail. So the first is called the Take Back feature. And what this will allow you to do, if you've ever sent an email and then realized a few seconds later, oops, I forgot to add an attachment, or I forgot to add another recipient, or any other reason that you wish you could unsend some email, this feature will do exactly that. So to add the take back feature, I'm going to come over here to settings, go into settings, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm looking for this undo send. I'm going to enable it, and then I can set the period of time in seconds that I'm going to give myself to be able to take back a message. And so I'm going to bump it all the way up to 30 seconds, which means your email actually will not be sent for 30 seconds after you hit that send button. But in this case, I want to give myself a little bit of time to take back a message that I have accidentally sent. So with that selected, I'm going to scroll down and save my changes. And just to give you an idea how this works, if I compose a new email and I send a message, it's just a test message, and I hit send, now I have this little message up here that your message has been sent. I have the option of undoing it, or I can view the message, and if I all of a sudden realize, you know what, I didn't mean to do that, I just click undo, and the sending has been undone. The message has not been sent, and it brings it back up for me to make whatever changes I need to change, adding recipients, adding an attachment, and then it gives me a chance to resend it. So that's actually a pretty nice little feature, because if you're like me, there's been many emails that I've accidentally sent out and realized afterwards that I needed to include something else. So that's the undo or the take back feature. Another feature that I wanted to show you is called the canned responses, and what you could use this for if you receive questions from parents or questions from the community or questions from teachers in which you find yourself constantly just sending that same message over and over again to a commonly asked question. You can set up what are called canned responses that are just saved in your email that you can go grab anytime you need to use them. So to access and turn those canned responses on, we're going to go back into our settings again and choose settings. And this is actually one of those labs that we've looked at in previous lessons. And we scroll down and we're looking for the canned responses. And it is actually the very first one here. And I'm going to make sure that I have those enabled. And I'm going to scroll down and save changes. So once that's finished, I'm going to come back into my email, and the first thing I need to do is set a canned response up. So I'm going to go into my compose, and I'm going to type the letter that I want. This is one that maybe I would have sent when I was a principal, when I constantly am getting those questions about class placements, what room is my kid in, just to give the parents some information about where they can find that type of information. Then I'm going to come down to the more options, go to canned responses, and since this is a new canned response, I'm going to click on new canned response, give it a name. I'll just call it class placement so I know what it is referring to, and click OK. All right, so now let's say at some point down the road I'm ready to send that email out. It can be a reply, or I'm just going to do a compose here, type in my recipient and give it a subject. Actually, I believe the subject could have been part of my canned response as well. Go to my canned responses and look, there is in the insert option class placement. I just click that and boom, that message popped in there. So using canned responses is pretty nice little feature, especially if it's a message that you find yourself delivering over and over and over again, and also will help with your consistency, so you're telling giving the same message to anybody who is asking a question on a given subject. For more information on Gmail, please continue to watch the rest of the videos in this playlist.